Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 27 Week 6. So this week, we got a lot of things going on. We got ourselves the, rollback last week. Did we actually get the announcement on that? Yeah, I was talking about that at the end of the other video, but I need to go double check that as I haven't actually checked it since. But some noteworthy things we have going on this week. There are a ton of stars to be earned by just killing a bunch of purple this week. You get 320 by the end of it. Highly advise doing this. Though not a rush to necessarily get it done before Guild War, because of course the Astral Spire does not work for Guild War itself. However, you know, still nice to have for other various things. Other things that are going on, we got ourselves the raid event for Vulpacea, pretty average, nothing too crazy. Only really good thing is we do have access to Stellarix for both the raid event and for Underspire this week, assuming you own it. So yeah, definitely put that on both teams because it's very strong. But yeah, we can basically just auto win with that for the entire week, pretty nice. Beyond that, Guild War, of course. We got Guild Wars. We'll be streaming out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. And yeah, it's for Zhejian. Overall, not really that worth getting the pass, though, because Grapple Pot's pretty bad. A fully unupgraded Truffle is literally stronger than her, fully shinied and fully traded. So, yeah, she's pretty weak. It's mostly because she has no follow-up. It's just purely damage. And her base damage is already a bit lower than something like Truffle anyway, so just basically just brings her back up to it while not having any additional effects that make Truffle good, while Truffle also being more accessible and cheaper and not requiring shininess. So, yeah, she's just kind of useless. You know, still doing the battles to get the free, just to get the cosmetic thing for her and, you know, get her upgraded is nice. But, yeah, it's pretty skippable this time around. There's just so many other good things underneath Goblin and Zhejian, and she's not one of them. She's not a bad troop, it's just Goblins are so strong that she kind of looks bad compared to them, even though she's still an above average troop, but compared to Goblin, she's pretty bad. Oh yeah, I didn't remember to go change the thingy, didn't I? I think I did. Because I wanted to defend for green, that's not where we do that. Yes, we are indeed on green, because of course we could change this on the first day. But, yeah, we did change it over to green. Make sure it stays that way. Alright, anyways, other things we have going on. Oh yeah, let's go see if they did the announcement yet. Do we have an announcement? They said they would do it today, 1 day ago. Have they done it yet? Because I believe the answer is no. I checked earlier this morning, the answer was no. I'm not seeing it. But yeah, 1 day ago, it was today. And I still don't think we've gotten this announcement unless I lost it somewheres. But 1 day ago, they said that they'll give us information today, which should have happened by now. It's been 24 hours, but at some point they will. But yeah, we'll know more about that later. Because, of course, there was the rollback the 1 day last weekend. They still haven't done any compensation for it anyway. But we'll probably know more about it soon, hopefully, question mark. Hopefully before Guild War. Anyways, other things. Yeah, it's pretty much everything this week. It's mostly Guild War, getting those stars, and a pretty easy event week since you can just Stellarix literally everything and just kind of auto-win. We're going to be focusing on oh yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. This is the final week for the current PvP season, so I do want to grind that a little bit tonight. We still need to get 70k points, ideally before Guild War. Not just before the end of the week, but I kind of want to get it before Guild War. The main reason being is this Immortal is actually good for the current Guild War. He is a Zhejian Goblin, which of course the category is Zhejian, so having him fully upgraded is very strong for this next Guild War. You definitely don't need it to absolutely obliterate the next Guild War, but it would sure help. So, yeah, we're going to focus on a lot of PvP today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, as hopefully going into Thursday night stream, we'll have him already maxed and good to go and do everything. So, yeah, we'll get the PvP in. Still need to get 70k points. Technically, it's only like 55k when you account for all of the little token thingies we have from the shop. You know, when you account for all these little thingies. Oh, speaking of which, let me go get my 3D books. Any reds? No red. Any red? Yeah, we got a red. Double red? Boo. Okay, I'll take one red, though. 1 red and 3 is still pretty good. As reds are the new purples now that we finished Magic Kingdoms. But, yeah, where should we start? Let's go with raid event. I think my team's already in there, so don't even need to change anything. Should be good to go. Don't forget to actually use the thing on your team, even if it's not needed on your team. You do need it for double score, so still put it on your team. And that should be everything we need. Anyways, hello Crisp, hello Cookie, hello Jets, hello Mulu, hello Blaze, welcome. Hope all's been well. Alright, what do we need here? Go for the Explode, which also gives us Green Storm, which makes it a little bit easier to land extra turns, and then we can just go immediately into Stellarix and That's pretty much the name of the game this week, is kill everything with Stellaryx instantly, so you could focus on doing PvP to finish out for the current PvP season. Because, gosh, is every other game mode going to be so quick with just one-shot Stellaryx? Or I guess two-shot once we get a little bit deeper. But for a lot of today, it should just end up one-shotting. Eventually, we'll need the raid troop to go kill the boss itself. However, yeah, of course, we could just kill it out and be good to go. It does have Cleanse. Its main extra effect that it has is Cleanse, which, not awful. Only big issue with this is, we already have Bless from everything. So, from starting with it from the potion effect. So, having Cleanse isn't as useful as it normally would be, but, you know, can't go wrong with a little bit extra Cleanse. So, hello, yeah, how's everyone doing? Pretty good. Also, I think after tomorrow, I am officially completely packed and everything for the trip. I just need 2 months to go by. But 2 months before the trip, I will be 100% ready for the trip as of tomorrow. The whole bag will be bought and fully stocked with everything I need for international travel and just in general. Already got the tickets, already got the everything. Only thing that can stop me now is TSA or flights just stopping because there's an oil shortage globally. Those are the only two things that can stop it now. Or things completely beyond my control. So hello, Defiant. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Get our little bit of damage in there. Are we excited? Are we excited for what? The trip? I'm definitely excited for the trip, that's for sure. It's gonna be a long 2 months. Let's see, what do we need here? It's definitely the biggest trip I've ever gone on ever. And possibly ever will. Potentially. We'll take a little bit of mana there. No more streams? We just did Brighter Shores earlier today. We did the Stonemason bounties. You guys had an update earlier. We did it for like 3 hours or however long it was. I forgot how long the stream was. I wasn't really paying attention to the time. I think it was about 3 hours. Also, speaking of other games that we're streaming, we might be doing Old School RuneScape a bit this week. There's some kind of hardcore bingo event. And I did end up participating. I did it all off stream when it happened last year. And we actually did end up being like the third highest contributor on the winning team last time around. So this time around, we might actually go and stream it some. Not sure how much I will. It starts this Thursday, which of course conflicts a little bit with Guild War, but obviously we just do it during the day, whereas Guild War would be around this time, you know, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure how much I'll be streaming it, if I even stream it at all, but we might be a little bit here and there. Probably won't stream like the entirety of it though. We'll go for the Explode. It's kind of funny because one of the person who's running it wanted me to be one of the captains. But I wasn't sure with all the prep that I was doing for the trip if I would have the time to. But technically I would have. I ended up saying no to it though. Even though that's something I do on the sides, I actually do have one of the strongest accounts in the game for hardcore at the moment. Or at least as far as, like, overall progression. We just recently got the 13th completionist staff. Like, the one for basically completing out, like... You know how some games have a 100% meter? It's basically that. We're, like, the 13th person to do it. So we got pretty progressed in that game. I've been playing it on and off, like, off-stream. I haven't been doing it much lately, the last, like, half a year, though. But it's still been going on in the background, even though we almost never stream it. Not literally, we're not playing it like right now, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of things in that game that you can kind of just click on while you're doing other stuff. Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes AFK. So it slowly keeps getting progressed over time. As hello, Imperial! Welcome, welcome. It is something I've been meaning to make more content for. I'm just not sure what angle to ever do for it. Because it requires a lot more editing than what we would normally do for what we normally cover. Will I keep streaming during the trip? Unfortunately, no. I'm not going to have any of my setup or anything like that. So there won't be any streams, any videos, anything. It'll be the longest duration this channel has ever gone dark. Because I think prior was about 3 weeks. This is going to be 3 months. But, yeah, I won't be able to bring, like, my laptop or anything else like that, so... It seems like it'd be too much of a time waste to try to do it all on phone. Which I technically probably could. But to record on phone and do audio on phone and to edit on phone... It seems like it would be a really big hassle. So I end up opting just to skip on it. Though, of course, we will go back to normal once we get back, of course. Which actually reminds me, I don't think there's anyone who covers Gems of War phone. I find that really weird. Because a lot of mobile games, generally, like most of the people who would cover the game do it off of mobile. It's really weird because pretty much everyone who covers Gems of War covers it on literally everything but mobile. Like everyone who makes content for it, you know, they're doing it on Xbox or PlayStation or PC or something similar. Like almost no one does it on phone, which just seems really weird for a game that's like phone oriented. Because normally it's the other way around. Where like 90-95% of content creation would be on phone, and then like the few other people would be not phone. But for Gems of War, it's basically 100% inversed. Where almost everyone does it on not phone. Like obviously the player base is still mostly phone, but the people that make content are mostly doing it on not phone. Is there any other thing to get to full mana? Is there any bad thing about how I have this team set up right now? Which might actually eventually get us killed. I might need to go move it in front of our Stellaryx. I'm gonna do that just in case. We're starting to get deep enough where Maelstrom Dagannoth or Toxic Dagannoth can actually kill us. So I gotta move that up just to make sure it doesn't end up dying like that. It will block Stellaryx mana slightly, but it's fine to make sure that thing dies quicker. Otherwise she's just a little bit too mana blocked. Yeah, it's pretty common to, like, stream and make content off a phone. I was just mentioning that, like, almost no one does it for Gems of War specifically. Which is just really weird for a mobile-oriented game. Because I can't think of any other, like... Can this thing stop hitting my raid troop every time? But I can't really think of any, like, extremely mobile-oriented game where, like, zero content creators almost are on, you know, do it off of mobile. Gems of War is, like, one of those very rare exceptions. So no more Guild War battle videos this week? Oh, no, I'm still doing the Guild War battles this week. The trip isn't for another 2 months. But no, we're still doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, streams for it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, we're still doing every day of Guild War. The main thing that we'll be messing with, of course, is maxed, what's his name? Immortal Troglin, or whatever his name is? The Goblin guy from the current season. We'll be using him on pretty much every team. Unfortunately, we don't have as much team diversity as we did the last Guild War. Whereas we could literally make like 20 different teams every single time. We're gonna have to make them a little bit more samey. But it gives us a good chance to mess around with maxed, Immortal Troglin, or whatever his name is. I always keep calling him something different. I have no clue what his actual name is. But, yeah, he's really strong. I haven't had the chance to mess with him yet. Like, obviously, in premise, we know what he does. It's just, you know, 2 wish gems instead of 1. But you'd be surprised how much stronger 2 wish gems is compared to 1. It's because in an optimal scenario, you basically get to double cycle your whole team instead of single cycle it. Which is a lot of extra value. At the only cost of having to have, like, some kind of exploder that can consistently take it out every time. Which normally would be a Boom Pile. Because Boom Pile gets the 2 free explodes, but also has really controlled explodes to go and pop the wish gems. Because it's really good at popping only 1 wish gem, then popping the other. There are a few board states where you would have to force both of them at once. But in most board states, you could pop one, then the other, and be good to go. Yeah, it's gonna feel weird not to do YouTube for that long. Because we've been doing, what is this, the 8-year anniversary this year? Because April 23rd, exactly a month from today, is the 8-year? 9-year? I need to remember what date it is. It's either the 8 or 9-year anniversary of the channel. Like, since we've been doing content every single week since, like, forever. So it's gonna feel weird because I technically haven't not done it for, like, 9 years now. Since, like, the middle of college. But yeah, I feel weird to go and have, like, such a long duration without doing it. Since we'd be on about a 9-year streak or something. You notice the boss will lose Submerge after 2 or 3 turns. No banish spells. New change, does he? I don't think he is. It could just be because he's doing, there's a couple things that can make it go away. If he takes a skull, it'll go away. If he casts, it'll go away. Because it still works like any other Submerge. Like, it goes away when he acts out of it. Because his ability itself doesn't reapply it. It's only when you hit him he gets reapplied with Submerge. So if he's losing Submerge, it's likely due to him taking a skull, or due to him doing his ability. No skull or cast weird. Is it your Immortal Tower thing? The Astral Spire? Do you have anything Astral Spire doing that, maybe? I'm not sure what you end up having for it. Because one of the new Astral Spires does have Dispel on it. You also might have Dispel in your hero class, potentially. I don't know, I could try to see if he drops at any point. I won't be able to tell quite yet because these battles go pretty quick. But the later battles, we might be able to see it. Like, there he dropped Submerge because he took a skull. So know why he dropped it there. I don't know, we'll keep an eye on it. Azella Rap, welcome, welcome. 6-year sub badge, when? We could end up extending them. I believe YouTube has like a 3 extensions I could still go for. That I never ended up implementing. Because I didn't know what to do for the next design. So I just never made one. Or, you know, never added one. Because I didn't know quite what to do for it. But we definitely could add them at some point. Because I think my current badge only goes up to 2 years, I think. With the way that was set up. And at the time, that was the furthest I could make it. But now that we've been doing it for so long, I think we can add like another 3 at least, if not even more. We can also at any point change all the emotes that we have. When we ended up doing Brighter Shores last year, we ended up having a lot of subs at the same time, like those paid join member thingies. And that determines the maximum amount of emotes you can do. But one thing that's kind of weird with YouTube is it's based on the highest amount you ever had, not your current amount. So I can currently have like 20-something emotes, and I can change them at will to anything. Of course they are what they are right now, but we can change them to like literally anything. So why does it feel like this guy's gaining mana so much more often than normal? What am I doing different? I guess I am full blocking our raid troop. That could be problematic. What if I do this? But then our mana accumulator is kind of like mega blocked. Because now we're going to have the inverse issue of going forever without mana. But maybe we'll just run it this way. Because you still get double score even if she dies. She doesn't actually have to live. She has to be on your starting team to get double score, but she doesn't have to be at your ending team to get it. Oh, well, I get Stellarex before I got either of them up. Even with blocking 2 of its mana. That's one thing that's kind of crazy about 6-colored troops, though. It's just so easy to get their mana up, because even if you're blocking like half of them, it's still just like a mythic at that point then. Or, you know, like a mythic that uses 3 colors. So even if you're blocking half their mana, that's just a basic mythic at that point. It's just so strong covering that many colors when you're mass mana accumulating across every color. Because when you really break it down, if you were to evenly mana accumulate for this, and it was in first slot, it technically only has a 6.3 mana cost. Like, if you compare it to a common that has 7 mana cost, that one colored 7 mana cost common is technically a higher mana cost than Stellarex if you were to evenly mana accumulate for every gem simultaneously, you know, by mass destroying or something similar. Which is kind of crazy to think about like that. But a 7 mana cost common is technically a higher mana cost than Stellarex. Not literally, but in the way that you practically mana accumulate a lot of times in current state of game, that actually does happen a lot. Where 7 mana cost common is a higher mana cost than Stellarex. It's one of the reasons why like those 18 mana cost like single color weapons tend to be pretty bad. Because if you were to compare that to something like Flower Dragon or Stellarex, or, you know, a 6-color troop, a 18 mana cost single color weapon is basically the equivalent of over a 100 mana cost 6-colored troop. That's how strong being 6-colored is. Or how weak being 1-colored is comparatively. I'm still very surprised they ever did end up adding 6-color troops. Like, Prismatic Orb and the other, like, split damage thing, they were added, but they were, like, so weak that it's like, oh yeah, these kind of exist just for the fun of it. But, the fact they actually got around to actually adding 6-color troops is just crazy broken. They avoided it for quite a while just because of how much power creep it would be. But it's still an insane amount of power creep when they started doing that. Even Diamantina, which is considered, like, absolute dead content right now, was still quite a bit of a power creep in that direction. And then they did Stellarex, then they did Flower Dragon, then they did whatever the most recent Evil Dragon is, that's kind of meh. But even that Evil Dragon is still insane compared to like a 3-colored mythic. Which is not as insane as Stellarex or Flower Dragon though. So what's that icon? I just realized that's not her, though. Anything that made me notice it is almost looks like a Slay Aspire 2 card, or Slay Aspire 1. Looks like something that the Silent would have as one of its cards. If you unlock a node next to the capstone, it unlocks the capstone ability. Wait, does it? I thought you have to actually unlock the capstone, don't you? For 400 points. I haven't gotten close enough to tell. Although I technically would be adjacent to it if I was to go do enough kills today to go get to get the 320. To do that, we'd have to go do PvP a bunch, though. Which I guess we have to do anyway, so I guess that works out. Is we gotta go do purple PvP for a bunch. So maybe we'll go do that a little bit later to stream, then. Go do purple PvP until we unlock the stones and just go get a little bit closer. We'll need the buffs anyways. Not for Guild War, but, you know, just in general. It'd be nice to have those buffs a little bit earlier. I'm still trying to rush to the cleanse at the moment. Though, even though I did go for full completion last week, due to being a little bit busier this weekend, I don't think I'm going to go do it this week. Even though we have access to Stellarix, our mana accumulators are a little bit worse. And I'm just a lot busier this week, so I think I'm going to skip it this time and just do free battles. So hello, Mason Hunt. Welcome, welcome. It's been a few years since you chatted. You just got back into Gems of War. Nice, level 1,433. So much new stuff. Oh yeah, there's a ton of new things. Most recently, the Astral Spires on your daily adventure board. You know where the 3 like daily task thingies are. The leftmost one is now for those little starstone things. It just got added last week, and they basically added like a whole upgrading skill tree system to the game. It works kind of like how Kingdom upgrades do, and that's like a slow trickle thing over time. But yeah, they basically added 7 skill trees to the game. That and they're going to be adding more per like every single kingdom at some point as well. It just came out last week. Pretty big feature. Probably the biggest one that's happened in those last few years as far as like meta shifting. And it kind of just happened as well. So perfect timing to come back. Because those stones are pretty important to go for every day. I would also focus on the blue tree. Blue tree and magic seem to be the best too. Oh, what do we need here? What do we need? What do we need? I'll take the red. I'll take its mana again just so we can get it off. Oh, I should have went for the kill there though first. Whoops. I forgot it wasn't already dead. But yeah, we'll go try to unlock the capstone today. We gotta do enough PvP at bare minimum to go unlock that today. That seems like a good goal to go for during the stream. Because I gotta do a bunch of PvP anyway, so I'll get 2 things done at once. Oh, you have a question? Oh yeah, if you have any, feel free to ask. You can't find the answer to it online. Is there any importance to the Citadel Wars, really at all? The Citadel Wars, Citadel Wars. Citadel Wars. I know what citadels are. I'm not sure what you mean by Citadel Wars, though. Oh, I think I know what you're trying to refer to. This leaderboard is pointless, because it's basically money locked. Yeah, I know it's one of the PvP things. I'm not sure what you mean by Citadel Wars. Like, these things you do want to go do every single day. Basically how these little Citadel thingies work, or they are called Citadels, right? What are they called? These are the Citadels, right? Monoliths. No, those are monoliths. Wait, what's the Citadels then? Oh, yeah, it's for the gold marks. Okay, I see what you mean now. So, basically, there's a rotating thing. Okay, Citadel War. Okay, it's literally called Citadel War. But yeah, the way that these work is they rotate around eventually to every single thing across the week. It's a little bit of a weird schedule. They're available on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's really weird. They're not available on Wednesday and they're not available on Sunday. But basically the way that they work is ideally you make your alliance to Dark Alliance. If you didn't do that at the beginning of next season in 1 week, you can go make yourself a Dark Alliance. Then once you're in the Dark Alliance, because only the winning alliance ends up getting it, and almost everyone has moved to Dark at this point. But basically, go to Dark Alliance so that you will end up getting the extra gold marks. But you will go and on those 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, whenever you see these going on, you go and do these battles. And as long as you kill the 5th battle, you will get 2 things. One is progress on one of the PvP goals, so that you can get it done. I forget which one it is, but win Guardian battles? No, it's one of these is. Win Citadel battles. Not only do those counts towards those, which will end up giving you a bunch of stuff across the PvP season, but the main thing it does is the following day, the 2 locations or 3 locations or 1 location, however many they're at, like today it's not 2, for example, for both the Summer Isle and for Winter Reach will always be these 2 on Monday. These 2 locations on the following day, if you're in Dark Alliance, will give you gold marks. So like this will give us about 10 gold marks, and this will give us about 10 marks for doing 5 battles. Because normally what you get as a reward are these little silver ones. These silvers are pretty useless. You can farm them if you want, but they're not really used for much. However, the gold ones are really important. They convert into a lot of resources in the game, most notably deed books. But you can also convert it into other stuff. But deed books tends to be overall best value as you're upgrading all the kingdoms in the game. But basically, we want to go and win at least 5 times with our 6 battles. So you have 1 battle of leeway to be able to lose with. And win 5 times. You can literally just take the weakest battle. And then after you win those 5 battles, the following day, we can go here to go get gold marks, and we can go here to go get gold marks. And then those gold marks become things like deed books. So we'd get like 1/5 of a deed book just for doing those battles tomorrow, for example, to be able to go get more of these. And a couple other resources, but deed books are the main one you'd put them into. That's basically how they work. It's a little bit weird because you basically have to go to Dark Alliance for it. There was supposed to be like this whole alliance kind of fighting system. However, almost everyone in the game almost immediately went to Dark Alliance, so it's kind of one-sided. So there's basically 2 alliances in the game. Dark Alliance if you want to get the gold marks, or not Dark Alliance if you want a little bit more stats. As everywhere that doesn't have Dark Alliance gets a little bit better stats, but the downside is you don't really get to get the extra reward from the gold marks from doing these Citadel battles, as you'd be losing if you're in anything that isn't Dark Alliance every single time. So basically, just go to Dark Alliance if you don't mind playing a little bit more for more resources, or if you just want to get PvP done quicker, just go to anywhere that isn't Dark Alliance. And if you already confirmed one, you can switch it at the beginning of every PvP season. So the next PvP season's in a week, so you can just shift it in a week if you wanted to switch to one or the other. But yeah, that's basically how that works. It's mostly to get a bunch of deed books is the main purpose that it serves. If you do all of them across the entire week while in Dark Alliance, it's about worth 1 deed book almost. Like, slightly less, but it's about 1 deed book worth of battles and how many gold marks you end up getting. Which is not bad. It does require you to do more battles than you normally would otherwise do. But it's kind of worth it for an extra deed book per week. That starts to add up really quickly over time. Hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. Comp for Friday soon, TM? Wait, what do you mean by comp? But we are doing Guild War Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's just no Mythic this Friday, right? Are we going crazy? No, that's next week. Oh, you mean compensation? I'm not sure what you mean by comp. Oh, the devs? Did they finally make a post about it? Last I checked, they didn't have one posted yet. Did they finally make a post mentioning it? Because last I checked, they didn't have a message for it yet. Because we're still at the point that this one-shots. I'm actually kind of surprised. Because she doesn't have any extra damage this week, unlike a lot of other ones we've been getting recently. The only extra thing she has is Cleanse, which honestly isn't doing much since we start with Bless anyways. This game mode in general also doesn't have that many stats effects to deal with. Not like we have to deal with this thing's poison gems. That's basically nothing. I just realized these teams actually are set up to try to use poison. That's pretty irrelevant though, since most poison mechanics other than Scorpius's insta-kill is pretty weak. There's not really a good, like, pure poison team kind of build. Scorpius is about the best you're ever gonna get. Oh, I was trying to take the skull there, whoops. Not what I wanted, but it still landed extra turn, so I'll take it. Yeah, I was gonna use that gem. It's the only problem with having like things that do explode or other things that start a battle is sometimes your starting board actually is good. And then it ruins your starting board. Also makes being able to take your first turn on starting board a little bit slower. Because whenever you have a battle that starts without touching the board at all, you get like a few extra seconds to kind of look over the board. But if you have something that does like a few explodes right at the end, then, you know, you got to reorient towards the thing. Like, you don't get a few seconds to look at it. Because it basically gets reset by the explodes or whatever else you have. Are we going to go all the way in Underspire this week? I would, but I am a little bit busier this week, so I probably won't be. It is a very, very, very free Underspire week, though. And I do highly advise going all the way through it. I probably won't be this week, though. Probably just going to stick with free battles and just absolutely destroy it in seconds. Just because you'll one-shot with Stellaryx the whole time with the free battles. But it is a very, very, very good week to go do full completion. I did last week, but I won't have enough time to do it this week. Unless they reset again on Friday. They're not going to double rollback. Though we still haven't gotten compensation yet for the rollback. Wouldn't it be funny if they have to roll back the compensation for the rollback, though? Because that'd be the most hilarious thing ever. If they just do a chain reaction of it. Yeah, when you get the explosion potion for something like, you know, a raid event or something similar, there's actually no way to undo it. It is normally more favorable than it is detrimental. However, there's no way to, like, turn it off once you do have it active. So if you ever were doing a battle or some kind of team that would want to not have it happen, there's actually no way to disable it. And you unlock it really early, too, so you're generally, like, always going to have it. Because if you're buying the weapon, which you generally should be, just have it for completion's sake, you know, you're gonna have explode gems by then. And there's no way to disable it if you happen to not want it for some reason. Though it is better to have it than not have it, though. You thought they said some of the fix would be on Tuesday? Well, they said yesterday that within, they said yesterday that today they would give us more info on it. And from what I can tell, they still haven't done that. Like yesterday, they said today, so it's already like a day past when they said they would. So we should know something pretty soon. If nothing else, we'll go over on Thursday since we'll be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Guild Wars. Yeah, we'll go over it a bit on Thursday night, because by then they 100% should have the compensation or whatever, or at least the mention of what they're doing for compensation out. Because yeah, I think I lost like 20,000 PvP points. I also lost all my torches for Underspire, though I was able to still get it finished without it. Luckily due to a really good portal. And what else did I lose? Probably all the dailies, because I don't think I got back to go do all the dailies in time or anything. I also lost the 60 stars from that day. So on top of like the 300 something stars they still haven't given out, I also lost another 60 from that. So at this point they would have to compensate like 400 or 500 stars just to get back to where it already was, on top of like everything else that was lost. Because ironically, even though they accidentally gave like so many people like 30,000 gems, the amount of damage they did with the rollback is almost like 30,000 gems per player amount of rollback. Like if you were to get like consolidate everything that the rollback undid and made it into a gem value, the average person would have lost like 10 to 20,000's worth of gems of value that got rolled back. So in them rolling back the 30,000 gems, they basically rolled back that much value from everyone's playtime as well. So they like double rolled back in a sense. But they rolled back to 30,000 gems, but also like a whole day's of progress. And all the resources that you otherwise would have gained during that day. Catch you later, Mason. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you around. Alright, there we go. Raids are completed. Well, as far as we can get right now. Alright, next thing on our list of things to go do. Raid, done. Dailies, check. This, we do need to go kill a bunch of purples for later. Luckily, we're going to still get a bunch along the way. But I'm going to target it from doing purple PvP in a little bit. Anything else we got to do here? No. Well, they'll get done automatically when we go do them. You know what? Just to have it all completed. We'll go do this too while we're here. Why not? Then we'll go do dungeon real quick. And I'm trying to say PvP for absolute last, because once we start PvP, we're going to just do a ton of PvP. Because I want to do enough purple PvP until we get the stars unlocked. We'll also be able to get a ton of points that we need for the unlock. I might even use the hour booster tonight. If we do, we should probably go for that first. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. We're going to go for the 1 hour booster. I'll clear all the basic dailies out first and go clear Underspire and everything. But I think we're going to use the 1 hour booster tonight and just run it all in purple PvP. While just running like a quick kill purple team. So let me clear out every basic daily and we'll go do that. Campaign, oh yeah, I need to go do 30 more of these too so we can get the extra stats. I don't think we're anything too relevant though. But, you know, 5 HP is 5 HP. Switch is getting 9.1 today? Nice! They dodged the rollback, too. Because since they didn't get the update, they probably didn't need to get any amount of rollback. Oh, wait, I never got more copies of this pet. Let me go get that real quick. That's why I always check them. Because like I say, I haven't seen that pet in a while. And no wonder why. I only have, like, the first upgrade for it. This must have came during one of the Legends Reborn event or something. There's just one of them that they give now through Legends Reborn that gets almost like no copies compared to before. Oh, so speaking of which, we're supposed to get a Legends Reborn event this week. I assume it got moved to next week. It should be for Pan's Veil. The main one that would be useful that I assume we're going to be getting is King Salinas. Out of anything that they're going to be giving a pet for, assuming King Salinas is one, is probably the most useful one. The Mythic could be too, but I have a feeling they're going to put it on like a weaker Mythic. Because there's a good chance they're not going to put it on Wild King or Queen. Because that would kind of cause an imbalance between them since they'd put it on one red and the other. So they're probably going to put it on like one of the useless ones there that does like the multiple pushback. So the most useful one is likely going to be King Salinas. I'm sure if it's been confirmed in the spoiler threads or excuse me, or anything. But I would assume King Salinas would be the most useful one out of them. Assuming they end up doing it. Otherwise it'd be the one for Wild King and or Wild Queen. Hopefully if they do it for one or the other, hopefully they do it for Wild Queen. As Wild King actually is quite a bit better than her at this point. So it kind of put her a little bit more in balance with Wild King. Yeah, they're just getting it to work right now, so... If we get that statement today, which was yesterday, it should be within the next hour or two, hopefully. I'm not sure if we're still going to be around then, but we'll go for at least another hour to go do the whole PvP thingy. As I'm probably going to go get the gold soul booster and go run it on purple guild war. I mean PvP, I mean. What do you think the compensation will be for the rollback? Not enough is what it's going to be. What exactly it's going to be, who knows? I'm hoping it's a couple hundred of the star stones. Plus all the star stones that wasn't given from the people who bought the pass. And maybe a few other knick-knack stuff. But I'm hoping most of the compensation is star stones. Since it's like the newest thing that you kind of need to get anyways. Alright, so we did that. Still need to make some progress there. Pet rescue we just did. Raid we just did. Dungeon, gotta go to right now. Oh, guess the door. We haven't done that in a while. It's time to play. Yes, that's door. There we go, something like that. 4, 5, or 6. You guys know the drill. Alright, there we go. We got a Sapphire into a Sapphirex and a King Borealis. Which door is it? Let's go for the thing over here. Ugh. I just belched here. End up having pizza with soda earlier. Household ended up ordering pizza, so I've been pretty good about not having soda. But yeah, I had to have soda for pizza. Actually, you know what I tried the other day for the first time ever? Boba tea with those little like ball things in it. It's not that bad. Basically just like normal tea, but with a bunch of balls in it. That like explode. It's pretty good though. Yeah, what's currently winning to guess the door? Middle? 4 isn't dead last though, so there's a 100% chance it's 4, is what this poll is telling me. But 5 is winning. 6 is starting to creep upwards though, which makes me even more confident it's 4. Alright, now 5 and 6 is tied, which is making me even more confident that it's 4. Do I just click 4? Let's see, is 5 or 6 gonna take the lead? 5? Let's see, what does a random number generator say? Let's see. Random number generator. 1 to 6. Or actually, I guess I could technically do 4 to 6. And I kind of want to do 1 to 6 and see how many times it takes it to get to 4, 5, or 6. Let's see, generate. Okay, that's not a possible option. It says 5. RNG says 5. Okay, let's see if we do it like this. If I do 4. It did 5 again. Okay, it really is saying 5 today. Alright, we'll just do 5. You lied to me! It was 4! See, I told you it was 4. No! Yeah, our RNG on that has been really bad lately. I can't even remember the last time we've gotten a perfect. I'm not sure if it's the longest I've ever gone without it. But, yeah, I think we're almost like 3-4 weeks without a perfect for, dungeon. Also, I already grabbed my Dragonite earlier, so I wouldn't forget. Actually, we crafted the weapon off stream as well. Or not off stream, but, you know, during the video. So we actually do have the weapon, currently. Oh, yeah, I forgot to go clear this. Save filter. Your fault for not picking 4. I know, it's always 4. Anytime I don't pick 4, it's like 100% chance it's 4. But anytime I pick 4, it's also 100% chance it's not 4. That's how it works. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I was gonna go check. Yeah, we got the weapon. It's called, like, what? Sinister something? Sinister Blade, Sinister Scythe, Reaper. There it is. But yeah, we finally got it as of this morning. Technically, I could have crafted it a couple days ago, but I was waiting for the video and or stream. But, yeah, in about a week from now, a little over a week, we'll be able to go craft, the Evil Dragon as well. This weapon's okay. Maybe we'll go test it out in the Thursday class event, because it's one of the few things you can kind of use it for pretty nicely. Even though I normally skip it. But, it's basically just a really strong Black Manacle. Hits all enemies. Very similar weapon to Ruby, but it does all its physical damage. Has some extra turn potential. It's not as guarantee value as something like Ruby weapon though. But it's not bad. Definitely has its niche instances. And gets a lot of value if it gets a kill because it gets to do double all these gems. But yeah, there's definitely use cases for it. It's very situational though, because unless you're armor tearing the enemy team, you're really only using it if you're forced to have to use it, or if you can really like fit the synergy into it. Because you basically have to get a kill with it, ideally. You can still chip it for some damage, but it's really consistent for mana accumulation compared to just using Ruby weapon. Oh yeah, I forgot to go copy-paste the team. Let me go grab that real quick. And then we'll pretty much go start the 1 hour boost for PvP then. Not what I needed. Where's my Underspire team? That we covered for the video. Yep, that one. Oh, I ended up going for the first slot Harper. That's fine. We can make that work. Because we don't get enchant and everything for this mode. Like, we don't have as much mana accumulation as we would for something like the world event. I mean, the raid event, I mean. So we do have a bit less starting mana accumulation. And she's really good at getting it rolling off the ground. And of course his weapon is as well. Also, him just getting full mana is also pretty useful for getting him to full mana. That will also do it. Even though we're blocking him on like 3 colors. Give me that lantern, thank you. Yeah, I ended up using 3 last week. We're still able to get everything. Even though I didn't have all the torches from the rollback day and everything, I was still able to go and get the final room because I had a really good portal that went from early floor 2 all the way to like the end of floor 4. So we got a really, really good portal room. So I was able to double the silver, I was able to double the gold, and I was able to double the pet orb at the end. I did, due to losing the torches, have to skip like floor 3 and such, but, you know, floor 3 doesn't really have anything that useful. Like, if there's any floor to skip, that is like the floor to skip. And I did backtrack to finish floor 2 because I wanted the Imperial Deed. And luckily I had enough torches to do it. Yeah, that's basically what the Sinister Scythe is. It's just an alternative version of Ruby Weapon. And we went over all the differences during the video earlier today. We didn't actually use either of them, though. I still haven't actually used the weapon yet. I'll probably do it for this Thursday stream when we go do, like, after Guild War and everything. If I remember, I'm going to go test it out on the hero battles, because that's one of the few instances where you actually would bring it out. I just kind of want to see how it does against Ruby Weapon. On average, it should, oddly enough, be worse. Just because its mana accumulation is a lot more inconsistent. But maybe not, because if you're one-shotting anyways, does it really matter? I guess one big downside that it has that I didn't mention in the video, though. You don't get free gold from Sinister Scythe. You get a lot of extra effects that make it better in a PvP-like situation. But it's really bad for just general play, because you're not getting that free gold from the booty gems. But it's a lot better for like a PvP-like situation, or if you have armor tier. Or if you're one-shotting already and want to run it with Archmages. As the hero synergy that you have with Sinister Scythe is better. Mostly because you can't really run Archmages properly with Ruby Weapon since it doesn't use purple. Which is the main thing I want to go test with a Thursday class event thing. Because it's basically just black mana gold that one-shots. It does have a 10 higher mana cost, but, you know, Archmages get so much mana that barely matters. Plus, you still have 50%. So you only have to fit in 12. 12 is not that high. Compared to needing to get 7 for black mana gold, or 8, whatever it is. It's not too bad. Needing to get 12 to be able to one-shot instead of double-shot. Alright, how are we doing on some of the other stuff there? We're going to go on that. Did I finish this yet? No, I still need 15 more for that. What else do we still need? Under Spire, we just finished that. I think it's just PvP at this point. So I think what we go do is do the 1 hour PvP boost. And then just keep running purple. Oh, I didn't even make sure I have a team here, though. Yep, already good to go. That's perfectly fine to go run. But yeah, I think we're just going to spam out purple, I guess. Go use the whole 1 hour boost and start going. And that should unlock everything we need. The only other thing I might want to go do real quick, though, since I'm going to need to get it anyways. Let me go grab the magic and spell reduction boost. So let me go grab both of those real quick. And then we'll go and go take out all of purple then. Just want a little bit of boost. Actually, isn't there one that does it based on how many purple allies you have? Maybe I don't even go for spell reduction, just go for the other one. I forget what team you need to run for. I always remember it being kind of annoying. But I might go run the one that gives you extra magic whenever you use purple allies or whatever it was. There's one I haven't ran in a very long time. Mostly because it's only really beneficial if you're running like a pure purple team. But we're going to be running a pure purple team, so... like, exact situation where it's really good. I think the main reason I haven't done it a lot in the past is just a really annoying battle to do because of what you have to use for it. We could even triple buff if we really want to. was gonna say, there should be extra turns somewhere in all that mess. There's also a yellow one on the side. I just ignored it for the wand value, though. Alright, so unlock all that. Maybe we'll just go for the other magic. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I'd rather just have the higher damage and just obliterate them rather than have the extra protection from spell reduction or something. So one of the few instances where going quicker would probably be more beneficial. Rather than having durability. My only concern is they have 50% more stats. So they're going to hit us pretty hard. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Magic. Yeah. It's one magic for each purple ally, and you get up to 20. What team do you have to run for this? Oh, it's just purple team. This is so free. Okay, yeah, let me just run this then. Because this is already the team I have to use anyways. But yeah, this gives you 20 extra magic. Because I believe it's 5 per purple on your team, and obviously your whole team's going to be purple. Because we're going to be going in the purple location. You did Eldrazor last night. 15 of 38 factions completed now. Nice! Halfway there. We're pretty much halfway there. Very nice. Oh, so that's something that's going to feel weird to say eventually. I'm not sure what rate they're going to add them at. So maybe we'll never be able to say it. But the day that you can free-to-play say you finish all Astral Spires... I'm not sure if that's ever going to be possible. Kind of like how it's pretty much currently impossible to have, well, technically because it's not even out yet, but to have all kingdoms, you know, fully maxed in free-to-play. Though it technically is possible too. You would just have to have grinded a lot of PvP and a lot of Explore, particularly a lot of Explore. Because deep books are now infinitely farmable. Everything that is needed to upgrade a kingdom, while not at one point infinitely farmable, is all now infinitely farmable. It takes forever to farm it. But it is technically infinitely farmable, and has been for years now. It's just the rate that you get them is just so slow. Because back when a lot of these kingdom upgrades came out, it wasn't. But definitely is now. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got all of our extra purple magic, so we should have like 26 starting extra magic now, which is pretty solid. Could even done the yellow one, because I believe that gives magic as well. We could have gotten like 10 extra magic from that. Because we will have 2 yellows on our team, but it's fine. Alright, this should be everything we need. Let me go do the day. Oh yeah, I forgot. We gotta go do the other daily thing. And then I go get all my PvP rating in, and we should be good to go. Do we want to do Dwarf or Mystic? Mystic should be easier. Oh yeah, a lot more people did Mystic as well. Mystic has Beatrix. What else do we want to run? Is there any other weird gimmick we can run that isn't just Beatrix spam? Because the first thing that comes to mind is just Beatrix spam. Is there anything I could do with Princess Elspeth? What's the Immortals looking like for here? Yeah, they're not that good. It's one of those locations that has really needs a better Immortal. Alright, let's go down the, just the Beatrix route then. Beatrix. Honestly, it might just be a whole army of them. Get a wand in there. I'm so tempted just to put a third Beatrix. You don't know how badly I just want to click the third Beatrix. But, no, something here should give us green. You, Malcondessa. Alright, we're just gonna roll with that. Double green banner, don't need anything else. I guess green brown actually could be okay. If you do that, minus, yellow, I believe is what it denies. Yeah, +2 yellow, +1 brown, -1 yellow since we're denying anyways. Class, I guess just mech so we don't have to deal with anything. Should be good to go then. It's mostly just to make sure we don't have to deal with Submerge or any other weird mechanic like that. Or even Barrier for that matter. Yeah, we have yellow to green convert. Do we do anything with that? No. Do we still click it? No. How about now? Still no. And just click Beatrix until we win. Oh yeah, and we will be using that thing that doubles your VP literally all week as well. Well, I mean, not all week, but at least for the first 3 days before Guild War. I do need to get all that in. So what are you doing being 1 mana short? I said, hello, Ron. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. A few more battles to go. And then I think we just send the 1 hour booster. We should be able to get everything in from there. Just to make sure it doesn't glitch out or do anything weird, though, I'm going to go get 1 battle in before we do that, since we haven't technically done a PvP battle yet to get our rating. Just so we don't go straight from 0 to 5,000. Actually, I might even get all 3 Valhawks before we do that. Just do it off of, like, Central real quick, or even just off of Purple's fine. Because we're going to be farming there anyways. I was about to do that, I already had alignment. What's really nice about denying yellow as well is you make it so Wanda Stars has better capability of landing. Because if you can deny yellow or purple, that's less room for it to miss. So anytime you can convert yellow or purple to not yellow or purple, ends up working out really well for Wanda Stars. Assuming you're spamming, you know, the main one that it has. Is the concentration of yellow or purple on the board will be way lower then. Obviously it doesn't guarantee extra turn, but it does make it more likely. Alright, there we go. Alright, now just to make sure we got our PvP rating set, let me just do 3 battles here, and then we'll go use the 1 hour booster then. And every single battle we do here should count as 4 purples. And we just go for the Mega Flower Dragon. Should be a lot of battles we'll be able to one-shot as well if I don't take the highest one. Yeah, let me just do 3 battles real quick. And then after 3 battles, we'll go use the 1 hour booster then. Because we just use our token thingies to get all the way there immediately. Just so we can run it tonight. And the main reason I want to do this now is so we can get all those shards now so we can get the effects from it immediately for Astral Spire. Also because we need a lot of PvP rating still. Hey, level! This is our first level since the update. There we go. Did they change that screen at all? I'm not sure. Almost made it look like we got a stat there. I know for sure we didn't, though. A good Flower Dragon got replaced. Strongest thing on his team got replaced with the most useless one. Very convenient. Stop gaining barrier. Actually, am I running mech right now or something else? Oh, we are running mech. I just didn't take extra turn. Alright. Oh, we got both of those buffs rolling. Okay, let's go get the rest of our PvP rating so I can immediately start using the hour booster. The Astral Stones do not actually work on Guild Wars, oddly enough. I forgot to reiterate that during the video, though I have mentioned it a couple times during the stream. But Astral Spires do not work on Guild War. So any buffs that we get from all this do not apply in Guild War. Guild War and Arena are the two locations they don't work in. aka just Guild Wars, because that's the only one that matters. But yeah, they don't apply to Guild Wars at all. So any amount of Astral Spire buffs you have do not help in Guild War. They help basically everywhere else in the game, but not Guild War. Just to keep Guild War fairer. Alright, let's go use the 1 hour booster. Let's see, how's our ladder looking? Oh, we'll almost get top 3. Alright, let's go get our points down. Not there. Let's go to PvP shop. Spend the 5,000. I'll spend them one at a time to make sure we get them. Then go to PvP season, make sure we get the points. We'll even claim all these just to make sure. Boom, boom, boom. And now we'll do it again. Go to PvP shop. Go to other. Go to 5,000. Claim it. Boom, boom, boom. Go to 5,000 points there. Go to PvP season. Make sure it gets updated. It does. Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. All right, let's go throw these onto the thing. See if we get anything. Of course, we have chance for Ossifer this week. See if we get him. All right, we got 60 of the one that doesn't matter. We got another golden icon that will at least make us have to grind less, if nothing else. And we got the lowest roll for the Goblin. No, at least we got him low, but a little unfortunate. Let's see, is that enough for an upgrade for him yet? No. Hopefully we get enough. I still need to scrap together like 200 something. Oh, keep trying. All right, let's go use the 1 hour booster now. Because, of course, now we have all the PvP season stuff. So let's go and claim it. So we claim all this, grab that, and now we have the hour booster going. And now we'll go use it. Let's make sure it claimed for PvP season. We're good to go. All right, let's go and yeah, let's go run some purple. So I'm going to run purple, I guess, for the next hour. Because we've got an hour booster going, might as well. And the main reason I'm doing it in purple, other than the fact that it's 50% more, is because we got to kill purples anyways to go get the stones. So I kind of want to go do that as well. So we can get both done simultaneously. So not only will we get a ton of the PvP rating that we need, but we'll also get all the purple kills we need for the weekly to go get the 320 stones, so I don't need to worry about it. But also, so for dailies, I'll have them the buff for the next few days. There are a couple good ones there, like the magic and everything else. Might even go grab it midway through this. Because by about the 30-minute mark, I should have way more than enough purple kills. Given that we're getting like 3 to 4 purple kills per battle. Because I'm not sure hero's counting for some reason. But everything else in the team counts as a purple other than hero. Hero's coded just really weirdly compared to anything else in the game. I could actually lose here. Gotta be careful. These things, a lot of these teams here do hit pretty hard. Especially with 50% more stats. But yeah, the Astral Spire upgrades do help for a lot of things. They don't apply to Guild Wars, but there's so many things on a given day that they'll help speed up. They make Underspire quicker, they make dailies quicker, they make PvP quicker. Other than Guild War. But all other PvP, like what we're doing right now. They make things like Underworld easier to do. Underspire is quicker and easier to do. As well as any future game mode will also be quite a bit easier. Also works on Explorer 12, so you can use it for token grinding. There's a lot of things you can use it for. But Guild War is not one. We might actually die to Diamantina. Let's see. Like, we actually just legitimately died to Diamantina. Gosh, 50% hits hard. I'm gonna need to start taking the middle battles that are easier. It's gonna be so much easier just to one-shot these than it will be to have to deal with, like, anything on the final battle there. Just in case that happens again. If we see an easier final battle, we'll probably take it, or if they're all hard, we'll take the final one. Yeah, we gotta be careful with those. Because they do have 50% more stats right now, so even a Diamantina is, like, as strong as a Flower Dragon. Just without as much extra turn potential. And the nice thing about a lot of the middle ones is we can still get a lot of points while still one-shotting it. Which is way better than having a two-shot. That's something I'm curious to see once we do get all the magic, though. Flower Dragon's damage is going to be through the roof once you have all those magic buffs. So much so, you should be able to one-shot Explorer 12. Also, the second I saw Zul'Goth here, I knew he wasn't running Flower Dragon. Generally, you don't put an insta-kill troop on that on something that does AoE. The only exception for that is Guild War when you're running Maelstrom Dagannoth with Flower Dragon. But in most situations, you don't tend to put insta-kill with AoE option. So I'm still really surprised Flower Dragon hasn't been replaced. Or them unreplacing Wanda Stars plus Stellaryx. Because Flower Dragon is just stronger Stellaryx. Yeah, it doesn't get replaced, but Stellaryx does. It's really weird. The same as the new Evil Dragon. He doesn't get replaced either, even though it's similar to Stellaryx's power. You already missed last week's 20% Flower Dragon? Yeah, it was pretty nice. Though with all the buffs we have on it right now, it basically is as strong. Because I gave it 26 extra magic between the purple buff and the other thing. Could technically give it 30 if I would have went the yellow buff. I guess it's still not too late to go get it. It's just I'm not doing all the PvP grind now, so I do want to have a double buff for later. Because I'm not doing the whole, like, 70,000 we need right now. We're doing, like, a solid hour, but I'm not doing, like, 70,000 right now. We're doing a lot, but not that much a lot right now. So I want to save those other buffs for later, for when I need a double or triple buff later. Because right now we're just going for about an hour. Until that booster's pretty much done. Oh, we almost killed them all with skulls there. Oh, so in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to go check what our purple kill count is at. Because by then, we can go claim our stars, and then I can go get my permanent +1 magic. Which isn't that big a difference, but, you know, one step closer to getting all the really good stuff from Blue Tree. Because while I won't be able to use it for Guild War, by the first Guild War day, I actually will have the cancel extra turn mechanic. We won't be able to use it in Guild War, but we will be able to go show it off on Thursday after Guild War. Because we'll be able to see the enemy take an extra turn and them lose their turn 20% of the time starting either Wednesday or Thursday, but you know, when we do it on stream on Thursday then. Which will feel really weird to see. But it's the one feature that we knew was going to come with this update before, like, years ago. It was like the one and only feature we kind of knew beforehand. And it turned out to basically be one of the strongest ones at the Astral Spire ended up adding. As far as, like, the special effects. There are a few good ones in there, though, like extra gem spawn to cleanse, other stuff like that. But the 20 to 69% nice denial of extra turn is so strong. Also, I find it really funny that it caps at 69%. That's a very odd number to cap it at. But there's a couple of them that actually cap at exactly 69%. They knew what they were doing. I would love to have a turn at some point. There we go. You can't wait to see it. It's going to be a while before anyone gets it, though. To do it free to play, plus no one's really going to go for it immediately because all the magic buffs are way better to go for first. But even if someone was to go for it immediately, it would take about, like, 5 months how many stones you need. Like 4 to 5 months if you were to do it free to play. Paid, you could maybe get it done in a little over a month and a half. If you, like, max ball into it every week. But it takes a while to go max it out. Like, we're talking like almost half a year to go max it out. Like, getting it to level 1 is really cheap, only 400. But getting it all the way maxed, counting the 400 you put into it, is almost 9,000. It's like just under 9,000. It's like 8,600 or something, somewhere around there. And you're getting, like, roughly, like, 2,000-ish a month, give or take, depending on what other things they add it to. So that's easily going to take, like, over 4 months, closer to 5 months. At least if doing it 100% free to play. It's one of the reasons why going for all the magic first is pretty high priority, as well as some of those other one-time buffs. Because all those one-time buffs that you could do for 300 or 400 is way better than, you know, just mass upgrading a single location. Because it comes out way cheaper spreading it out. Luckily, there aren't too many of them that are worth upgrading all the way to max. The blue one's probably the most noteworthy one. But a lot of the other ones don't really gain that much benefit from being upgraded further. So you can kind of ignore them for almost the rest of time. Because the only three that were kind of worth it were the extra turn denial, and the 2 gem denial ones. The one that denies gems when they spawn them, and the other one that just denies gems when they convert them. They're both really good value at level 1. However, they're actually insane value if you were to ever max them out. The problem is they take like, you know, half a year each to max. So it's not really a high priority to do immediately. But down the line, they are definitely things you would target. But that's like way down the line. There's so many other upgrades you'd want to go for first. Like we're talking like a year or 2 into the system before you'd really even start considering them. Even for upgrading blue, you'd already want to be like at least half a year in before you do. Because at bare minimum, before you go and max out blue, not the first level, but like as far as like maxing it out, the capstone, you'd want to bare minimum have every magic upgrade and every unique effect that is good. That's like the bare minimum you should have before you even consider start like dumping into blue capstone. But once you do, that blue capstone is going to start getting crazy the closer it gets to 100%. Of course, it can never get all the way to 100, but every single one that you do closer to 100 gives it so much value. The turnip story? What's the turnip story? You wonder if anyone's got the blue capstone yet? There should be. Anyone who bought into it should already have it by now. But yeah, purple and yellow are pretty good to go for how much extra magic they have. I even put 1 level into purple just because I want the immediate 1 magic that you get from it. Let's hello, Speed Factor. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me go check to see what our purple progress is at, because I feel like we're getting pretty high on it. We're gonna see if we've finished it yet or not. So we can claim this. This only gives us 5 HP, but you know, it's better than nothing. But the main thing I wanted to go check is, did we finish this yet? No. How many more do we need? I need to kill like 50 something more purple. Let's get to it. But yeah, that's like not even 10 minutes more purple. Let's keep going. Yeah, we're still a little short on it. Then we can go do all the Astral Spire upgrades, which is like 1 extra magic and 1 other stat I think we can go get right now. Which isn't a lot, but you know, they add up. And unlike the PvP stats we have right now, those are permanent. How's the effect? Do you notice it from what? The Astral Spires? Right now, Astral Spires feel like underwhelming in the sense, not that there are underwhelming, but in the fact that like everyone has them at almost like level 0. Like we won't really get to see a lot of really cool things from Astral Spires until like weeks and months into the mechanic. It's pretty much everyone's at like almost level 0 on everything. So they're really low impact initially, but start to stack more and more effects over time. As all of them are permanent stacking effects over and over. So it starts off really weak, but then gets absurdly strong. So right now, it probably feels pretty weak at the moment, just because everyone's at a really low level for them. But give it a couple months and everyone's just going to be like stacked on Astral Spires. Because they would have gotten and prioritized all the things they wanted to initially. Which either a ton of magic, a ton of good effects, other stuff. So by then you'd start to really notice them. But right now they do kind of nothing in the sense that it's too early still. Because everyone's pretty much in the early game of Astral Spires at the moment. Like literal new player who just started in the last week level of Astral Spire upgrade. Because that's how far a new player would be at this point. Like a person who's been playing for 1 week would have the same level of Astral Spire as anyone playing right now. So when you put it like that, like everyone's in like mega early game of Astral Spire right now. As a person who's been playing literally for a week would have the same level as, you know, anyone else at the moment for Astral Spire. Assuming you're doing free-to-play style. Oh, it's not full mana. Where's my full mana at? I need it badly. Oh no, we could lose here. Come on, get your double hit. There we go. That was a little sketchy. Oh, so speaking of Norbert's turnip from earlier, that is one thing that's a little bit unfortunate. If you don't currently have Norbert's turnip, you can't use it for the current Guild War. I'm pretty sure most people have it, but there might be some newer players that don't have it. It's just a really high priority weapon to get the first time you ever see a Zacian event. Like such high priority, it should be the only thing you should focus on like that entire week. Because it's so important to get Norbert's turnip when it rotates around. But anyone who doesn't have Norbert's turnip won't be able to get it for this current Guild War. Which is kind of unfortunate because every team imaginable can be built around it. For Goblin specifically, or, you know, for Zacian build. It's a really strong weapon. Well, it's because it has auto extra turn, assuming you're not frozen and everything. Alright, several more battles, and we'll go check to see if we got all the purple kills. We'll do it in like 5 minutes. By then, we should have enough to go do the Astral Spire buffs. Which is 1 magic and whatever the other one was. Which means within the next several days, we should have our first capstone unlocked for blue. So we can have the extra turn denial. Then we're going to work our way over to cleanse, and then we're going to start getting every magic buff imaginable. And start prioritizing all those. But yeah, it seems like Hero's not counting for a purple kill every time. So we're getting gypped like 1 purple kill every battle. Since Hero doesn't seem to be counting. Let's see, what does the reward thing say at the end? Oh no, it's still counting it. It's just not showing it on the other menu. Well, if that's the case, we should have it then right now. Let me go double check. Right, dailies? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We're 2 battles short. No! Alright, let me go do 2 battles. We're 2 battles short. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ugh. Then we can go do the Astral Spire buff. My beard's starting to get long. I think I'll take it off soon. I still want to do it like too soon because I still need to get a haircut again before the trip. But I also probably shouldn't grow it out for like another 2 months before then. Maybe I'll get it done soon. It's starting to get long enough that you can almost see the gray hairs. I don't know, can you guys see any gray hairs from there? Because they're definitely there. I was like the second I knew I was getting old. I'm sure if anyone's really noticed it on stream, but I've had gray hairs for like 2 years now. Like pretty much like right at the start of my 30s. Like a year and a half. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting old now, aren't I? I'm in like crisis time soon. Alright, what am I doing here? I'm doing, oh yeah, we're gonna go get our stars. So we go to daily, we go to collect. There it is, 320 stars. Let's go use them. Oh, never mind, we're only gonna be able to get the magic. But it does mean by Thursday stream, I will have this time warp. We can't use it for Guild War, but after Guild War, we can go mess around with this in PvP. There's a 20% chance for the enemy to miss an extra turn for spells. And for, you know, taking extra turns. Though it doesn't mention Hourglass Gems. I wonder if it works against Hourglass Gem or not. Because it very specifically does not mention it there. But it might still work against it, I'm not sure. But, yeah, we need 400 for it. And we're getting 60 per day. So by Thursday, the next time we do our stream, we will have Time Warp available. As well as the one magic that we got from over here. Wherever it is, right there. Also got that magic from purple. But, yeah, we're almost there. And then we're going to go straight to the cleanse. Going for this magic, attack, and then cleanse. And after that cleanse, we're probably going back to purple to go get all that magic that's just sitting there. Because we'll be able to go get that double magic. This, I believe, also counts as a magic. Then we could branch to that magic. So we can get to that magic. What's the effect for this area? Oh yeah, curse isn't that good. But you do need to go and get the curse to get the other magic. You'd probably have to go boom, 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 boom. And then on the other side, you go boom, 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 boom. Because you definitely want to get the Hex instead of 15% Surge is like nothing. So you would definitely want to get that slight curse chance at start a battle kind of angle. Unless you just ignore that one magic. That one magic is really costly to go get to. You might just ignore that one, honestly. At least initially. Because that one magic is kind of far away to go get. Like how many things you have to go through that aren't that good just to go get to it. Anyways, let's go do 38 more hours of PvP. I mean, 38 more minutes, I mean. Definitely not hours. But let's go keep going. Now that we got our extra magic. But yeah, the other buff we won't have till Thursday then. But luckily, that's exactly when our next stream will be. So we'll have it perfect timing. So as soon as we finish Guild War, we'll go mess with the time freeze mechanic thing. Because that basically prevents the enemy from doing infinite loop and stuff like that. But yeah, I sure hope that PvP grind's not going to take that many hours. Because how many do we have right now? What's my current score? Oh wait, I'm actually rank 2 in my current bracket. That's kind of nice. Wonder if I'll actually take rank 1 this week. There's actually a chance we might. But what am I looking for right now? I'm looking for PvP season. See, I'm currently at 132,000. We can claim all this. There we go. Oh, monolith sigils. I could actually use those now. I forgot about those. Should I go use that now? How many am I at? Well, I guess we can save them for tomorrow or whatever. How many are we at right now, though? Yeah, we're at 11 now. Well, we'll save them for tomorrow. He's already got my Valhawks and everything. One other thing we can go run real quick. Let's go see if we can get 3 here. We got a low amount of the guy that's average. A high amount of Ossifer, huge. And a useless bronze thing. I guess we'll save us some PvP grind if nothing else. But yeah, we still got to go make up for... we still got to do about 50,000 more. Maybe like 40,000 when you're counting for all the extra medals we'll still have. But yeah, we still got a ways to go. But, I don't know, 40,000 doesn't take that long. When accounting for dailies in Guild War, we only have to go out of our way for about 3 hours more of PvP this week. If given that I'm about to do half an hour right now, we only have to go out of our way for like an extra 2.5 hours of PvP this week. So I'll probably just do it on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday streams. Oh wait, but I can't. I kind of have to do it beforehand if I want to have it for Guild War. Ooh, that's the only thing that's kind of awkward. Because the current Immortal is actually good for next Guild War, it would be optimal if we got it before Guild War. Which means I would have to do it in the next 3 days rather than across the whole week. I don't know, we'll see. Because honestly, this Guild War should be pretty free even without it maxed. It's just even freer with it maxed. But you definitely don't need it maxed to be able to go do Guild War, that's for sure. He's already so strong even without it. But no, it'd still be pretty nice to have low. But it does mean I would have to grind out about another 3 hours of PvP in the next 3 days. Or technically in the next 2 days, because I would have to have it before Thursday. I don't know, it's not too long. Hour and a half tomorrow, hour and a half the other day. Because we can get roughly 10,000 an hour. I haven't timed in a very long time, though. But it is roughly 10,000 an hour, give or take a little bit. I know, Flower Dragon. Ow. Ow. Come on, reverse Flower Dragon sweep. No! He got the other cast off. You gotta be careful to take the really strong ones. They can go crazy very quick. Especially when they have 50% more stats. Because that's the main disparity that's happening there. Because we don't have spell reduction right now either. So they hit really, really hard. Actually, that's something I'm really curious to see if they're gonna add. Like, when they do the Merlantis Kingdom buff, is the 300 gold buff for that area going to be like 30% chance your team starts with Submerge or something? Because any instance that happens, it's going to be so nice. Because there's a good chance that will be its effect. Like a 25% chance or something similar of submerging our whole team at start of battle. For a Merlantis Kingdom bonus. Because even though you won't be able to use the effect of Kingdom team bonus, they're always in play regardless. So you don't need to be using like a single Merlantis troop for when they add the Kingdom one if it's something Submerge related, which it almost guaranteed will be. You don't have to have any Merlantis troops on your team to be able to get the effect from it. All the extra stats that would apply to Merlantis and stuff like that obviously would only apply to the Merlantis troops. But specifically those little golden effects and whatever capstone it has would apply regardless of if they're on your team or not. And one of the two is almost guaranteed to be Submerge related. Or AoE counter related, if not directly Submerge related. Because one of them could just literally be a damage mitigation to split damage. Like anything that hits all enemies simultaneously. It could be an Astral Spire that does anywhere from like 10 to 60% reduction on that kind of damage. I'm not sure if they would make it that strong though. Maybe they would make it 0.5% per level. Make it like 10 to 40% or whatever it'd be. Is getting over 50% mitigation to something like AoE damage would be so broken. On top of extra Submerge potentially at start of battle. We don't really know what they're going to be doing for like a Kingdom tree yet. We know that they're going to be doing that likely for the next 30 Astral Spires. We just don't know what kind of effects they're going to have. Because a lot of those effects work even if you have 0 of that troop on your team. It's just all the stats won't apply, but everything else does. And of course, that's on top of all the things you would get just from using the team as well. Like when you use like a 4 times the same Kingdom bonus to be able to get mega stats. Kind of like this upcoming Guild War where you're going to have like be so tanky. Because you're going to be running 4 times Zejin. And one thing that they actually did to Zejin way back when is it used to have quite a bit of magic and attack value. But it was actually one of the few Kingdom bonuses that they nerfed into the ground. And made it almost all durability. Because they were already so strong, so giving them extra attack and magic was just way too broken. So they ended up changing it to almost purely HP and armor with a little bit of attack. And I believe 0 magic instead. But in doing so, they end up making Pierre's Asian team really, really tanky. Because they had to distribute the stats somewhere, so they put it almost all into durability. Yeah, it's one of the few kingdom stats that actually got nerfed. Just because of how broken goblins are. It's a category so broken, they actually have to nerf the kingdom bonus. I think it was the one and only time that has ever happened. Where the kingdom was so strong, they had to nerf the kingdom bonus. Oh, not full mana. There we go. How is it that your main account has enough Astral Stones to open the first tier in 400, but your alt missed it? Probably the rollback, potentially. Because I lost 60 from the rollback as well. On top of not getting correct library value, which still hasn't been compensated. But, it could be that one got the rollback value and one didn't. If you did one beforehand and one not after. Or, you know, if you did one after but one not after. I definitely lost 60 from that, from the rollback. Because my daily 60 got undone. I was like, gosh, we still got like 1 billion of these things. Or is like spamming them like nothing? Because there kind of are. We have like 3,000 left still. Even after we spam them throughout the rest of this, we'll still have like 2,800 left or something. The stack just never goes down. Even when it's going down. It's because most seasons I don't really need to use them. But if we have a really specific point goal we want to go for, we do. How much time do we have on the booster? Like half an hour or so? We want to see how many minutes after the hour it goes for. So I can keep track of the time that way. I think we still have like 30-something minutes on it. It's like 10 minutes after the hour or something. Let me go check. 26 minutes. So yeah, 6 minutes after the hour pretty much. It's like 5 minutes after the hour then. And then do one more battle. And that should bring us pretty much there. And I think we'll be rank 1 PvP for the current day as well. We're not going to maintain that. But it would be cool if we can make top 3 this week. I'm going to be getting a little bit less from Guild Wars, though, because I'm not going to be buying the pass, but it's not that much worse. Oh, one thing I do want to go check, though, since we're getting all this. Do we have any more PvP season stuff? Hey, even more gold bonus. Okay, let me not claim that. I don't want to extend it even further, though. Alright, we're going to stop claiming those, then. Just wanted to see where we were at it. But I'll take that later, then. We'll save that for the next grind. I just now realized all the extra buffs that we have right now is pretty much the exact equivalent of what 20% stats was last week. Because with 20% stats, we had like low 300 something. And with all these buffs, we're low 300 something. I didn't notice that till just now. But the 20% from last week compared to the extra magic bonus we have from our PvP things, basically the exact same damage. That's how strong 20% was. They even went like almost every possible magic, well, maybe not literally every possible magic buff. But, you know, with some of the better magic buffs you can have for PvP is about the equivalence of just a 20% flower dragon from last week, just default across everything. The only problem is the enemy flower dragons also would have had that buff. Whereas when doing it like this, we only have this buff and not the enemy dragons. The only reason why theirs seem so strong is they have 50% extra stats because of the area that we're in right now. Because even if we were to do it last week, we'd still have the issue of them having the stats. Whereas doing it this way, only we get it. Of course, is also applicable to Astral Spires once we start getting, like, you know, 20, 30 something magic from them. Because eventually, we're just going to permanently have this much damage. Like, the damage we have on Flower Dragon right now is basically about the same as what you would have if you maxed out all Astral Spires. You'd have a little bit higher than what we have right now if you had every Astral Spire max. So it's kind of just like a test run of that for later. Because this is roughly where your damage output would be. Except you'd have it everywhere. And of course it would stack with other buffs like, you know, getting the PvP buffs and everything. I do feel like Astral Spires are going to get really confusing down the line for newer players, though. Like, mostly if they see other people's footage. Like, if they just look at their own, it probably wouldn't be as confusing. But imagine in, like, 3 years from now, Where at the start of battle, we like 4 times curse and 4 times burn and 4 times entangle and 4 times like whatever the list is by then, and we'll get the spell on them and we'll get like something else. Like 10 things will trigger at the start of battle for no reason. It's like, wait, what just happened? Because it'll just be like a billion Astral Spire effects. Of course, they're all low % chance that they would occur, but there's a non-zero to all occur at once. Once there's like 20 of them. Luckily, a lot of them right now occurred based on different things. Like some is only when you take a skull, one is only when the enemy does an extra turn, you know, stuff like that. So not too many of them stack at the moment. But they've already started releasing some that do it at a start of battle. And the concern is they might eventually have too many of them do it at start of battle. Where at every start of every battle you just have like 10 things going off. On average. Even if they're all only like 10 or 15% chance they'll eventually align. Oh, I just realized we just got Curse Gnome there. I wasn't even paying attention. Wow, we just max rolled him too. 15 Curse Runes. I believe he rolls 10 to 15. So he's got max possible roll. Not like we really need them, but nice to see more. In case they ever are a bit more useful in the future. I was really expecting when they did the Curse Rune update that Curse Runes would have a lot more use cases going forward. It's actually surprising how much they didn't do anything with Curse Runes after. There's still a few things you can convert them into, but none of them are like that crazy good. Yeah, we're almost down to the last 15 minutes of the booster. And then we'll finish the rest of the grind off stream over the next 2 days or so. Unless I happen to not have it done by Thursday night, in which case we will go power grind it right at the end. But I should have enough time off stream to still be able to get like the last 2-ish or so hours we need to go do of PvP grind beyond just the dailies. Shouldn't take that long. If I do an hour tomorrow or an hour on Wednesday, we'll be good to go beyond just dailies. Like, if we do all dailies and then do an extra hour both the other 2 days off stream, we should be good to go. And then by Thursday, we'll have a max Goblin then. Though I guess we'll save the maxing of it until on stream. Also, there's a non-zero chance we actually don't get it maxed. If I get unlucky enough on the Burning Mark rolls, it is actually possible we don't max them. Which would be really unfortunate. That is another factor, too. We could meet every possible objective and still not max them. It's unlikely that would happen, but it can happen. Oh yeah, how are we going to deal with this? I guess we gotta wait till he does this thing. There we go. Because otherwise he's going to keep resubmerging. And there's one bad thing about Wand of Stars. If something has submerged when they take damage, when you cast Wand of Stars, you're generally going to do at least 1 damage because the skulls you'll hit. Which keeps reapplying the submerge over and over again. It's one of the few really big downsides of Wand of Stars. It's really bad at removing submerge from something that has submerge on taking damage. He almost always pokes them to resubmerge them as soon as it curses them. But I sure hope we get enough copies of the Goblin by the end. Because if we got unlucky enough, I think we need to get like 200 something more from the Burning Chest. But there's a chance we don't get that, even though it's pretty likely we would. Hopefully if we do fall short, we'll at least get his lower mana cost. As much as it would be nice to have the double wish gem. Like, you don't need it to make him function. But the second to last upgrade's the mana reduction, which would be really nice. So I guess to some degree, he kind of doesn't need it. Because if you're doing the wish gems anyways, you're just going to get the full mana. Actually, out of any immortal in the game, it's kind of weird because he actually needs the lower mana reduction the least. Just because of how wish gems generally end up working. You're pretty much just always getting him the full mana. It doesn't matter if his mana cost is like 1 or 1,000, he would still get the full. So him having 4 lower mana costs actually is pretty unconsequential. Out of any immortal in the game, is probably like the least useful one to have lower magic or lower mana costs. Also, have we have rank 1 for PvP yet? Let me go check. I highly doubt we're going to maintain it throughout the week, but it'd be kind of cool if we could. It's been a while since I've made top 3 in Diamond rank. Like, last week I had to have had 100,000 to be able to do it. But yeah, we're rank 1 with 31,744 right now. The reason I'm going to get past because there's no way we're doing 30,000 every day this week. I can assure you that. But where are we on the big leaderboard? I highly doubt we're top 100. No, they're way higher. No, we're not as far as you would think. We're 152 right now. We're definitely not going for the major leaderboard, but I want to try to make at least 3rd for our current one if we can. As long as you don't go like too crazy high. Because of how much PvP I plan to do this week, if we had to face the people we had last week, we'd still lose. Because I highly doubt we would do 100,000 this week. But we will have like 60, 70, 80,000 this week. So hopefully that'll be enough for 3rd. The only problem is this is the final week of the PvP season. So a lot of people are probably going to dump their totems. So someone could just shoot up by like 50,000 out of nowhere. Even if we go for it, someone will just shoot up and be like, oh, nope, no way to pass them now. They'll shoot up from like 50,000 to 150,000 or something. Maybe not that high, but you know, a lot. For Guild Wars, do you think a good strategy is the blue guild defense to try and freeze? The problem with goblins is since they infinite extra turn, the freeze gem thing wouldn't be as useful because you would need to have more immediate freeze. You'd get a lot more value from just using elementalists and other similar things that could freeze immediately. These 15 turns is a lot of turns to go by when you're infinite turning and winning in like 3 turns. So blue's effect isn't really going to land. Pretty much any effect isn't going to land. I guess it could be good to reapply the freeze in a sense. But if you already have freeze advantage on them, they're pretty much going to stay frozen. The biggest issue with trying to go like extremely freeze heavy though is mostly Immortal Trog Goblin. Because he isn't mean to everything. Which includes freeze, of course. So you'd always be able to spam him. So one really safe way to play next Guild War, even though I have mine pretty far up in the team just to make sure we get quicker momentum. But one really safe way to play it, depending on what team you're up against, offensively more so. But I guess you have to consider it defensively to counter it. But there's a good chance people are going to run Trog Goblin in 3rd and Flaming Ani in 4th. That way their best troop is in the safest possible spot. And if the front line starts to die and get frozen, they just resummon things that aren't frozen. And basically just sacrifice the front lines to unfreeze them. Yeah, that's going to be a strategy that will be pretty strong. But put the Immortal in 3rd, put Flaming Ani in 4th, and sacrifice 1st and 2nd when they get frozen. And of course, Flaming Ani just ends up resummoning them. So many skulls. What's going on in this battle? Who did the skull storm? That was so many skulls that battle. Luckily, eventually would have died to the reflect off of Flower Dragon. Alright, 10 minutes to go. Technically slightly under 10. And that would deplete our booster. Well, we got quite a bit of points in tonight. And if I just do this again for an hour off stream tomorrow and Wednesday, we should have all the points we need. Obviously without the 1 hour booster, but you know, we'd still do it for an hour just normally. And then we should have all the points we need to hopefully go and max out our Goblin on Thursday for the first Guild War day. I'll probably wait till on stream before we go open everything though. Just so we can hopefully get him maxed on stream. There is a chance he doesn't get maxed though if we get really, really bad RNG. But we should end up getting enough. Also, whenever we get out of this menu, Tribute should probably be ready. Also, I really need to start taking it more. We finally dipped below 100,000 gems. Forgot to mention that earlier. It's mostly the Dragonite that's doing it, by the way. Because even once we get all the Dragonite, we need to finally get Evil Dragon. I then need to keep doing Dragonite because I need to go replenish all that I used. So we basically have to do daily Dragonite for like the next year. Basically until the next set of Dragonite dragons come out. So I really gotta start taking Tribute more often. Because not counting any other expense, just Dragonite alone is 2,100 gems a week. Not counting literally anything else that costs gems. But just Dragonite is 2,100 a week. And we gotta do that basically until the next set of dragons come out. Just because of how much we got zeroed out from doing evil dragons. From getting absurdly unlucky. So hopefully we'll get lucky on the next set. Because if we get 2 unluckies in a row, that'd be kind of bad. Hey, but we got the gems. Got to use them on something. Because they haven't really been adding that many more gem sinks to the game lately. So it's a worthwhile thing to put it into. But there's a chance by the time the next set of dragons come out, I'm only going to have like 50,000 gems left or something. You have no problem, Ron. Yeah, the rest of the PvP grind we do the next 2 days will be off stream though. But of course, starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll obviously be doing Guild War on stream and messing with everything else. With Thursday in particular, we'll also be able to mess with the Astral Spire extra turn denial off a blue tower. Or blue capstone, whatever it's called. Won't work on Guild War, but obviously we can test it in like normal PvP. Because even though I have all the PvP rating to have all the points, we might still try to get top 3 so we can get the free deed book. If I'm not mistaken, don't you get like 90 shards from getting 3rd place or something? Like, it's almost like a whole deed book just for making 3rd. Because we're probably going to try to maintain that since our points are already going to be so high. Nice little sneaky skull in there. Ooh, big miss. Classic Wanda stars. Oh, so why am I clicking right on the Flower Dragon? Well, I guess they're all Flower Dragon. Maybe that's why. They're all Flower Dragon. Yeah, that went pretty smoothly. Oh, 300 points on the dot as well. Also, have any of you guys been playing long enough to know what the old Ice Witch icon used to look like? Because Ice Witch actually used to look different back in early 2015. But they ended up changing the art. It was one of the few art changes they've ever made where I feel like it looks way worse after. Caught a bit of your Brighter Shore stream. New farms keeping you busy, you say? Yeah, they mostly added more hourlies, which is slightly bad. The game's been going really hourly heavy lately. They're still doing other updates that aren't that. But they've been adding a lot of hourlies. And they're not like Gems of War hourly where you like take tribute for like 3 seconds. They're things that actually take like several minutes. Obviously I haven't been doing them literally every hour, but I've been checking them occasionally. Yeah, the game's slowly getting there. It's still got a good, like, 2 or 3 years before it's all the way there, though. They're just trying to set up a lot of the fundamentals of the game first. It's getting there. Alright, one more battle, and that should be the full amount of our booster. And there it is. Oh, no, we still got a minute. Never mind. Wait, 2 more battles. Quick, quick, quick. Never mind. Miscalculation. Go, go, go. We got 2 battles left. We definitely fit in 2. I don't think we can fit in a 3rd unless it goes really quick, these 2. Like, literally 1 shot immediately. No, it's going to be 2 battles for sure. There's no way we're getting a 3rd with this many misclicks. There we go. This battle, next battle. You know what? We'll take the Flower Dragon since we're ending on it. Oh, gosh. They got Silent Dragon as well. Oh, no. Luckily, they put Wand of Stars in first slot, so it's not as scary. Because it's Prismatic Orb now. Honestly, Prismatic Orb is going to save us so hard this battle. If he didn't have Wand of Stars in first, we probably would have lost. But then again, we would have had Bless to deal with Silence, because it wouldn't have been that bad. Since we have Bless, he wouldn't be able to go and curse Silence us and everything. I don't think we can get another battle in 30 seconds, but there we go. Alright, we got rank 1 for now. We're not going to keep it, but hopefully we can get 3rd, so we get basically a whole deed book for making 3rd. I highly doubt we're going to make 1st or 2nd, but, hey, you never know, we could get that 3rd. But probably not, but who knows, maybe we might. But yeah, basically the goal then, over the next few days, off stream, is I gotta get to 180,000. We're almost there. I only need 50,000 more. And technically we need less than that because dailies will count towards it. But on top of that, actually I might as well claim them now. We also have all the little token thingies. So let me go claim those right now. So I know exactly how much I need to get later. But if I go to PvP shop, and I'll open these one at a time. We'll go do all of these real quick. But yeah, let's go claim these. Go to PvP season, make sure they all get counted. But yeah, we're almost there. I'm only gonna need to grind like 20,000 off stream or something. These between the tokens and everything else, we should pretty much just get there. PvP season, go over there. Also, did they still never fix this bug? I still claim these one at a time because they would get counted weirdly if you did multiple. So I always go to this menu to make sure they actually count towards it. But I'm not sure if that's still a bug or if they fixed that by now. Because I know this used to be a bug. I'll make sure every single bit counts. Never mind. Yeah, we're only going to need like less than 20,000. That's not going to take any time at all. Yeah, 2 hours easy is going to get it done. Maybe even less when counting for dailies. Like, it might be 2 hours counting dailies. Whereas before I thought I would have to do 2 hours beyond dailies. But no. Even counting dailies, it might just be 2 hours then. Because I got to make up for less than 20,000 points over the next 2 days before next Guild War. It should be pretty easy to go do. Plus, we might get even more of these little token thingies. Because if I open some, we'd end up getting it. So I might just open it a little bit off stream then, just to make sure we get those. I don't know, we'll see. I'll try to save most of it for the stream, if not all of it, though. We're definitely saving the actual maxing for on stream, that's for sure. As well, it will be our first ever immortal that we ever max. Oops, I didn't mean to double go into PvP shop. I hope that didn't ruin it. Let's see, 161228. No, it's still good. Hasn't been ruined yet. Still the correct number. Still the correct number. Alright, final one. And that is now officially all of them. But yeah, it looks like we got to get 18,000 within the next 2 days then. And if we do that, we'll have every objective completed. And we'll be good to go. The most notable one is that 200 over there. So technically we need 2,000 less than that. So really we just need 16,000 over the next 2 days. I need to get 8,000 per day. Which is a little bit less than an hour of PvP the next 2 days. Because I don't need these orbs until later. We'll just get that naturally. The main thing I need is this 200 drop. Also, have I not hit this? Yeah, I thought I need 150,000 PvP rating. Am I not that now, or is it 180? How much do you need for that? Where's the page that tells you? Oh, wait, is it 220,000? What does it say? Because I have Legendary. Is this Centurion 5? What do you need for it? PP season... Yeah. Reach Alliance level Legionary 1. Alliance level Legionary 1. I'm so confused. Why did it not count? That's so weird. I'm at Legionary 1. I was going to say, I thought it was 150,000. Maybe it has to be a battle? I don't know. Let me do one more battle real quick and just see something real quick. Does that unlock it? Because maybe I end up doing it with the token so it didn't count. So let me do one battle real quick. Because I was going to say, I thought it was 150,000. I already have Legionary 1. Hello, Dion. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, did they add a new bug in the most recent patch? Oh, there we go. It's now activated. Okay, I think the reason it didn't activate is that you can't do it through tokens. You gotta do at least one battle first. There we go. Oh, I get 20 more burning marks. Oh, you know what we gotta do with those. Let's go for one more gamble at the end of the stream. Come on, 60 copies of Goblin. Oh, we actually got it! Wait, it actually happened. Hold up. The thing we said would happen would actually happen. Or like the best case scenario. Nice. Well, that's exactly what we're looking for. Alright, that's some good RNG right there. Let's go upgrade him. Immortal. Upgrade. There we go. He's almost there. But yeah, hopefully by Guild Wars we'll have a max then. We should be able to. As long as we get our 180,000 PvP by then and everything. But we'll be grinding the rest of that off stream and then do that on Thursday Guild War then when it's applicable. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now on all those days. And yeah, we'll do Guild War each day and go from there. Anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Do you have to play it somewhere else? Well, PC Mobile is the main version of the game most people tend to play because it's cross-platform and everything. But it does work on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Switch version. But the most populated version is definitely the PC Mobile version overall. But anyways, guys, we'll be back then. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll be back for Zacian Guild War. Should be pretty free with the what would hopefully be maxed out Goblin guy. And it'll also be the first time we get to try him out since we'll be upgrading him the same day that the Guild War starts. So we'll be able to test it on the fly. Don't forget to go set your defend teams though. You will need to do that on tomorrow and Wednesday. Make sure to go take a place, you know, go defend all that as you normally would for it. So your guild can get more value from every win. Unfortunately, the pass itself not that useful this time around, but, you know, the free reward's still nice. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys later on Thursday and through all the Guild War then. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.